get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, no, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, no, I get a good feeling, yeah.
Yes, I can. Doubt better leave. I'm running with this plan. Pull me, grab me, crabs in the bucket can't have me. I'll be the president one day. January 1st. Oh, you like that gossip? Like you the one drinking what gossip.com. Now I got a word for your tongue. How many Rolling Stones you want? Yeah, I got a brand new spirit speaking and it's done. Woke up on the side of the bed like I won. Talk like the wind in my chest to that sun. G5 in the US to Taiwan. Now who can say that? I wanna play back. Mama knew I was a needle in a haystack. Oh, Valley boy, plus Maybach. I got a feeling it's a rap. ASAP.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, no, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah.
Hi there everybody, I'm here to talk about a motorcycle trip that I took to the Dalles in Oregon this year. It was on the April long weekend here in Canada, the Easter long weekend. I normally ride out with 3 other guys from Seattle, Brent, Toby, and Joe. Joe rides a Kawasaki Ninja 636. Toby rides a Suzuki Katana. And Brent got a brand new bike this year. It's a Honda CBR, I believe it's a 936. Myself, I ride this Suzuki V-Strom 1000 DL. I love this bike. It's a 2010. It's been very good to me. And this winter, I did a few modifications to it. I added a windshield, a set of Aprilia mirrors to help with the buffeting, and it's greatly helped with the buffeting. I've also added a couple of electronic items, and I've added a fork brace to the front end, and I've lowered the bike as well. The electronics that I have added to this bike are a 12-volt outlet, as well as a USB port for all of my electronic devices that I need to charge while I'm on the road. The other electronic piece that I added, which is a really neat feature, is a back-off light. And it's integrated into my tail light, and what it does is when I hit the brakes, it actually emits 5 flashes to indicate to the drivers behind me that I'm either slowing down or I'm stopping. The dynamics of this bike have changed quite a bit since I've lowered it and I've added the fork brace, so it's been like a whole learning experience for me all over again to ride this bike. But I love the bike itself. So the trip itself to the Dalles started off on a Wednesday morning. I headed into work a little bit early, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna start my day off early, end a little early so I can make my way down to Seattle and meet up with the boys. Got into work early, and it was beautiful. The sun was shining. It was a little crisp out. Did a few things at work, checked in with folks, and looked out the window at around 10:30, and I noticed that there was this great, huge black cloud hanging about. Didn't think much of it. Went about my business, and came out at around 11:30 when I was ready to head to the ferries. It was absolutely pouring rain, but that's not going to stop me. So threw on the Baja bag, got onto a wet motorcycle seat, and off I went to the ferries. About halfway to the ferries, wouldn't you know it, the sun came out. It was shining, it was warm, and you know, that was probably an indication of what the rest of this trip was going to be like. Hello everyone, I'm getting ready here to pack for the trip down to Seattle and to the Dalles. So I've got my bags here. I've got a bunch of clothes I've got to fit in these 2 bags. My trusty cameraman, Sean, is checking things out, and we can say hello to him in a little while, but you know, there's not a lot to this. So I guess I will start to pack. I've got most of my clothes ready to go, my tank bag here is ready. It's got all my important stuff in it. And yeah, that's about it. Good. So the trip started off in Victoria, BC, which is on Vancouver Island. I left on a Wednesday and caught the ferry across to Vancouver and rode straight down the I-5 all the way to Seattle, where I had a couple of days, met up with the boys, we hung out, and we headed to our final destination, which was the Dalles in Oregon State, on the other side of the Columbia River.
Hey guys, it's your cameraman here. I have no idea where Sadiq is. I think he's gonna come. I don't know. Oh, Sadiq.
Hey buddy,
Very
how
nice
you doing?
to see you too.
So, you guys have met our cameraman Sean here, who's been helping me behind the scenes with these videos. I'm here now to sort of continue on with our trip to the Dalles. The first day was my ride down to Seattle, and it was pretty uneventful. Right down the I-5, straight slab riding, a couple of pit stops to take some pictures, but beyond that I headed for home base in Seattle. Got there around 5:30, had a few drinks, had some dinner, and basically called it a night. Pretty tired from the day, the early start on day one there. So the next day, the Thursday, I actually had a day to myself, and I was fortunate enough to be able to head down to a store in Seattle, South Seattle, called Touratech, and was able to check out all the neat motorcycle items that they have there. My friend in town here who owns a BMW wanted me to pick up a few things, so I was able to pick up a few things for him. And as well pick up a few things for myself. The most important thing was this Touratech pint glass, which has really come in handy. So the afternoon I was able to actually hit another motorcycle store where I found a really cool pair of pants, which I'll show a little later on in the video, and do a little bit of review, but not much because I haven't had the opportunity to really test them out. Later on in the day, I was really fortunate enough to be able to look after my 14-month-old nephew, and it was such fun that afternoon. He's 14 months old, a lot of fun, a lot of energy. We had a lot of laughs that afternoon, and it just reminded me of what it was like when these guys were younger. The evening prior to the big trip that we headed out onto the Dalles, the boys came over. We had some food, we had some wobbly pops, and we did some really basic maintenance that we do every time we start off on a fairly big trip for us. And that was checking the air pressure, our chains, and any sort of last minute details. But mostly it was to socialize and have some fun, look at some maps, and talk about the upcoming ride. They left and we called it a night. Didn't do much, watched a bit of TV, and then got ready for bed. The day of the ride, we got up really early and wanted to get a good start on the day, as we normally do on most of these trips. And wouldn't you know it, the first one that's always there is Toby. He's always pumped, ready to go, absolutely first guy there, raring to go. So he got there first. Brent showed up a little later on, and we were ready to roll on our big trip. So what do you think, Sean?
It's good.
Yeah? Well, I think Sean's got a bit of work to do, so next we'll talk a bit more about our upcoming trip right to Olympia.
Goodbye.
Thanks, buddy. everyone, hope you enjoyed the first part of our trip down to the Dalles, part 1 there. Earlier in one of the videos I actually misquoted Brent's bike. It isn't a 996 or a 936, it's actually a 999. Honda calls it the CBR 1000 on paper. The next part of our video is going to be our trip down to Olympia, Washougal, Washington, and then our final destination, the Dalles. Again, I hope you liked it, and please stay tuned for part 2.